bacon, cream pies. In your mom's eyes, bacon, cream pies. All the time.
Anybody see my shoe?
I hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup.
Can't find it. I looked everywhere.
Thing, and it's not even true.
Please, I have to drive home.
I think about you, and I have to say,
I have an edible
it was
earlier.
hard to leave you alone.
I think I'm gonna shit my pants.
Please, God, help me, leave you alone.
So I wanted to start with a really simple and non-controversial thing out the gate. Do you believe in God?
Is that it? That's the whole question?
Yeah.
No.
Can you elaborate?
No. Fuck, dude. I don't know anything about all that shit, but pretty much just gave up on the whole idea. I don't know, when I was younger. I used to go to church and shit when I was a kid, and I did the whole raise your hand in church and thing, yeah. I just don't believe it, man. And I think another thing is I think that the people are just doing it. I don't think they're just doing it to get a following, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think that it's a real thing at all. And they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've got real big issues with it, honestly. The Christianity portion.
Mm.
Everything else I don't really know. But I also don't know anything about Christianity. I just grew up in it. I don't know anything else.
Yeah, I know.
So,
it's kind of wild, isn't it? That you have all these people who grew up in the religion and they don't know anything about it. It's supposed to be, you'll talk to them and they're like, the only thing that matters is God. God before everything, God before everything. But then it's just can you quote 2 pieces of scripture for me?
Right. And there are some people who can, there are people who really dedicate a lot of time, but
what's crazy is that you can do the same thing to a lot of Muslims and Jews, and they can actually do it. A lot of them, I would say as a whole, they are generally more.
Yeah.
Specifically, anybody I've talked to who practices Islam, they seem extremely devout about it. Because, they believe that the Quran is the literal words of God. It's actually it's more, they don't believe in, the Jesus ascension thing. They're super, super committed to law.
Dude, I think, if they were just more, they acted like it was a fake thing, that they had to pursue me. Or not, they had to pursue me. They had to persuade me to get to believe in God. That's what they acted, and that's a red flag.
Yeah, it's kind of predatory feeling. It's
right?
like having an insurance salesman call you.
Yeah, it's they were literally just a bunch of car salesmen trying to sell me on this religion as a kid, and I'm thinking,
I think,
and nobody's doubting it.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people, parents, they turn to it because it's a really good control thing with your kid. Because it's really easy to be like, no, don't lie. That's one of the 10 commandments. You'll go to hell for that. Is eternal pain and suffering worth an extra cookie, Jeffrey?
Right.
That's my experience.
Well, that's Catholic, right?
Well, yeah, but I was Baptist. It was the same thing. We used to have the 10 commandments taped up on the fucking fridge.
Dude, yeah, well, for us, it was more just they try to get us by exposure. So you'd go to church and they'd make all these, there was this otter video. I remember it was a great video. I loved it when I was a kid. I was like, oh shit, this otter dude, he's doing, it's some sort of god otter, right? Mm. And, man, it's just propaganda.
Yeah. What about fucking VeggieTales?
VeggieTales, great show, dude, by the way. It's so good. There's this one, and I quote it all the time in my daily life. It's the shit is just ingrained in you. Which I feel kind of stupid about because I'm not religious.
Yeah.
But, there's one dude, I swear to God, hold on. It's Ebenezer Scrooge. And he comes out and he's one guy, it's the fucking fairy. It's not fairy godmother, but it's the 3 ghosts of Christmas or whatever that is, where they come out and they show you how bad it was if you were a Scrooge.
Yeah.
You remember those ghosts? And this bug comes out. It's not a bug, it's a fairy. I'm sorry. His fairy comes out and is doing that and he's showing him all the things that are happening from his misdeeds or his bad deeds, right?
Yeah.
And he's walking down the street and nobody can see him because it's a fake thing. And he's walking down the street and he goes, "Hey, help, I got kidnapped by a bug." and it's this little fairy.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's the same one that did the bunny song, right? It was the Nebuchadnezzar guy.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
my God.
it like it was yesterday. Fucking the bunny. Ooh,
Yeah, dude, that movie was great, though. I liked it.
It's really weird, though. You know, it's kind of cult-like.
Oh, you know what's weird is that they're coming out with a Chicken Run movie, another one.
No way. Is it gonna be clay animation?
Yes, it's the same. It's Chicken Run 2.
Dude, that's amazing. I'm so excited for that. I love clay animation, and I love like Wallace and Gromit, or I think Flushed Away was too, wasn't it?
Flushed Away, but it was like animated. It was more animated.
Oh, I thought it was clay too.
But it's pretty solid.
Yeah, but it's the same. I think it's all the same fucking thing. Sorry, I had to take my socks off because I mowed earlier and my feet are burning, dude.
Oh, nice. That's good for me, boys. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Let's explain the premise of this fucking thing.
You guys talking about Grimace?
So, we're going to do a draft. So it's going to be like, I get first pick, right? Because I just won the thing. And I'm going to pick an actor. If I pick somebody that he drafted into his lineup that he thinks he's going to get, then he can't use that person because I got him. And the same thing for him if he picks somebody that I think. Okay, so pulling out the fancy list here. And I'm going to go number 1. Best actor on my draft, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Jack Black all the way. Kung Fu Panda, School of Rock,
yeah,
Shallow Hal. I mean, all of those. King Kong, bro. King Kong. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, he was good in King Kong.
He's so good. So, yeah, he's phenomenal. And obviously, the new movie, Mario Bros. Or whatever that is. I haven't seen it, but I would pay hefty amounts of money to go watch that. So, I think I'm going to definitely watch that.
So, my number 1, I would pick Sholto Copley. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. He's from South America. Or South Africa. Fuck me, dude. But it's the guy from District 9. He was Vickers. The guy who turned into a bug. He was in Old Boy. Have you seen Old Boy?
No.
God, it's so good. It's really weird, and I don't want to explain what it is now because it's got a lot of incest in it. But he's in it. Yeah, it's a good movie though. It's but he was also in A-Team. Dude, he was Mad Face Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, the helicopter guy.
Yeah, the fucking antifreeze barbecue guy.
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal actor.
Okay, for round 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you know that's a hard. Okay, I think I've got you already on the first one, but you know it's a good pick. We'll take that pick. Okay, round 2. I've got Aaron Paul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Aaron Paul, Breaking Bad. He's also BoJack Horseman, doing pretty good. I don't know anything else. I think,
but he was in Need for Speed, which was he? I actually enjoyed the movie.
Dude, I mean, he's a great actor. That's just really what it is. So, anyway, that's my second pick.
Okay. I'm going to keep with the sci-fi theme, and I'm going to pick up Ben Foster. He was Bauer in Pandorum. Pandorum is one of my favorite fucking movies ever. It's the one where they're in the ship with the people who've evolutionized like super quick over a couple thousand years, and these blue creature things, and he's just trying to fucking fix a nuclear reactor that's melting down. It's really good. But he is also fucking Medivh in Warcraft, and Warcraft is a phenomenal movie. I'm not that big into the lore of the game, so it didn't hurt me. It hurt everybody else. I thought it was a good movie.
I wish I had seen any of these.
God damn, dude. Okay, here's one. He was in another movie that you might know. You know the Punisher movie?
No, I didn't watch it. I've seen...
You're a piece of shit.
Parts of the show, I think. There's a show, right?
Yeah, that's not at all related. But you're not going to know that he was the fucking tweaker guy with all the piercings.
No. Good try, though. You're definitely going to lose this draft, though.
No, dude. I'm getting talent.
You're going to get them. You're going to get the real ones. Okay. So I got a toss-up here. I think I want to go into... I got a lot of comedy guys on here. I think I'm going to go a little serious role with Tom Hanks. And you can't beat that. He's way up there. He's a number 1 pick on somebody else's roster.
Oh, dude, the guy fucked the volleyball
Oh, yeah, dude. Castaway, so good, man.
Okay.
What do you got?
Okay. Man, Tom Hanks, I would have, I mean, Green Mile.
Yeah.
It's,
my
phenomenal.
God, yeah.
But I don't know if I'll ever forgive him for the nightmares I had because of Polar Express. So, for my third, I'm going to go with a voice actor this time. And I want to pick up one of the best and one of the most noticeable by his voice is Peter Cullen. He's fucking Optimus Prime in everything that has ever had Optimus Prime in it.
Oh, wow.
He's the voice of Eeyore in the Winnie the Pooh movies.
Very nice.
He fucking did the voice of the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, we like that pick. That's a good pick.
Dude.
Sleeper pick.
He was the voice of Carr, the opposite of Kit in The Knight Rider, in both the original 80s and in the reboot. He did the voice acting.
He did a lot of cool stuff.
The original Plastic Man TV show from 1979 to 80, he was the voice of Plastic Man. Dude, he is the single coolest fucking voice actor I can imagine.
Yeah, holy shit. That's a good pick. We like that pick. That's a good pick. But I still think that I'm going to win with these. I mean,
no.
Maybe he knocks off my third pick or he knocks off my second pick, but I got you. Okay. We're going 4 picks. Fourth pick here. I want to go. I got 7 dudes on here, but I think I'm going to pick Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah.
He's good, man. Like,
fucking Disturbia, dude.
He does some off stuff, you know. He's been tossed around all over the news, some bad things, you know, but we like Disturbia. We like Shia LaBeouf. So
all right. So for my next one, I'm going to go with an actress. I got Sigourney Weaver.
Oh shit.
Dude,
from Alien?
Yeah. You cannot think of a fucking, if I think of Alien Fight, I think Ellen Ripley. Like, dude, I mean, God. And then, dude, she's not just that. Like, she was in Dana in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
she does a lot of good
her
stuff.
Fucking catalog, Cabin in the Woods, Paul, Avatar. Dude, just everything that's sci-fi.
Well, Avatar, like one of the biggest movies that ever came out. She was good in it for sure.
I know, but you could definitely see the direct influence from her Ellen Ripley character on that one.
Like, what she gets in a thing, right?
Yeah, but
like the fight scene.
She completely redefined the role of women in sci-fi movies, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane. Ellen Ripley is one of my all-time favorite characters. I love the Alien franchise.
Yep, she's huge. Going again, number 5? 5th pick, huh? Okay, this is the last pick, and I'm going to go comedy on this one. And then I'm going to give my my extras just you know. Okay, Chris Farley. I'm picking him.
Oh, goddamn.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, what is it? Beverly Hills Ninja, dude. Beverly Hills Ninja.
That movie made him so depressed he killed himself.
What? That one?
That's,
No, he was younger in that one.
No.
Hey, Beverly Hills Ninja.
That was the last movie he made when he was alive.
No, dude, you're full of shit.
I'm not.
What?
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Ninja is so good, dude. Okay. I'm sad now. I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah. It's good. It's really good, but it's not so Tommy good. Boy.
It's not Tommy, but Tommy Boy is great. And also Black Sheep, right? Same, yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's Tommy Boy. Like, they're both the same movie.
Dude, they're so good.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to give your 5th, and then we'll give extras.
I got Woody Harrelson. I had to fucking, A Scanner Darkly. He's in there. Have you ever seen that movie? It's got Keanu Reeves, young Robert Downey Jr. Phenomenal movie. It's all cell shaded, so they took the actual things and then colored over the frames, so it looks crazy. I mean, he was fucking Marty Hart in True Detective. He's Tallahassee in Zombieland. I mean, he's Woody Harrelson, dude.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I mean, True Detective. True Detective is amazing.
I know the name. Obviously, he's super famous, but I can't picture him.
I can't believe that, dude.
Yeah,
he's been in a shit ton of stuff. You've not seen No Old Country for Old Men, but
no, I haven't.
He's in that too. He's got a phenomenal role in that.
No, I haven't seen anything that he's in. I guess. I mean, I have, but okay. My honorable mentions are Will Smith and Adam Sandler.
Hell yeah.
Adam Sandler, he's up there. He's the number one pick for somebody for sure.
I mean, he definitely fell off hard. He fell off a lot harder than some of the others did.
Yeah, I mean, some of his new stuff, like, he's hit or miss right now, I think. But he makes some good shit. He makes some good shit on Netflix. He makes some good shit. And he comes out with just consistent content, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I can only fucking watch him do the Hanukkah song so many times before I get bored of it.
Right, yeah.
I actually don't have any honorable mentions. I only picked 5 because I knew you weren't going to pick any of them.
Yeah, I know. You're a real scumbag. Dude, I could have done Sigourney Weaver.
No, there's no way you would.
No way, yeah, because I hate women.
Yeah.
You have to take that out of the pot.
No, there's no way we're going to have a smooth transition.
Yeah, I don't hate women. That's it. Okay. Some more comedy bullshit. This is just a fun one. And there's a question for you, sir.
Okay.
For both of us, I guess. What animals would win or lose versus Mike Tyson in his prime?
Okay. So this has been a furious debate at work. It's been going on for months now.
Really?
Yeah, we're constantly
Big
going
Mike
on
Tyson guys, huh?
if Mike Tyson can beat a gorilla.
Oh, no.
I think so.
Really?
I watched him fucking uppercut a 250-pound man's feet off the ground. I think he can hit a gorilla hard enough in the head to kill it.
I feel like gorillas are just faster than us, and they're bigger than us, obviously.
Yes, I don't think that they're fat. I don't think they're more agile than him, though. Dude, he's a professional fighter. Being able to dodge attacks is his thing. And gorillas are just like big, muscly, like all he's got to do is dodge it, jab it in the face, dodge it, jab it in the face.
If a gorilla comes at you with both arms open,
you just jump backwards, man.
That's wild. Like, I feel like a gorilla can move. It's definitely can move faster than he can. Like, if it's running at him, he jumps backwards. He's fucked.
Mike Tyson is not a human being, dude.
Huh?
Mike Tyson is not a human being, dude.
I feel like he could probably punch a gorilla out.
I think he could punch a gorilla out.
But I think if it's like they're on two sides and it's like side,
yeah.
No, I think Mike Tyson is dead.
I think he wins extreme difficulty. Like it's going to be the hardest he's ever had to fight, but he does not want to die. I assure you.
He doesn't want to die.
He does not want to die. That's the thing you got to think about. He has to win the fight. His life is on the line. He's not losing that fucking fight.
I mean, does he have the force to be able to rip a monkey's face off?
He can bite its ear off.
Really? No, dude. Yeah, but that is not gonna fuck with him. But if you like,
no,
dude,
I'm telling you,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's just not stronger. He doesn't have the grip. His hand isn't that big.
I think he's weighs more now as he's gotten older. I think he's got more hit.
The real question: does Mike Tyson have weapons?
No,
we're gonna say no, right?
Because
so now
nerfed.
He doesn't win.
He's nerfed the moment you put something in his hands.
That's true.
He's a lethal fucking human being.
Yeah. 2 punches and you're dead.
That's what I'm telling you. He will knock the fucking teeth out of a gorilla.
That's a real thing. Like if you put him in the MMA, you know how like they slam after they get the knockout?
Yeah.
He would have like 30 kills.
I know.
Like real deaths. I know. Like that shit's wild.
I think about that. I was thinking about that the other day too. Like when was the definitive switch between boxing being the premium fight to watch at a bar or at a place, and now it's, UFC?
Yeah. Or that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like when do you think there was a transition? Was that like the early 2000s? Because I feel like I missed it. I just remember being a kid and boxing was big, and then now, nope, I don't remember what happened in between.
I don't know, but dude, the last time I watched a boxing match, it's like they aren't even throwing punches anymore, Yeah,
that's wild.
It's like like back when Mike Tyson was in it, that shit was exciting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You see him slip that fucking jab and then counter. Like, that stuff is so exciting to me, the counter strikes.
It's weird because it's like, let's pretend that Rocky never existed, okay? And they were to release that movie now. Mm-hmm. Nobody would fucking care about it like they did back then.
Right.
Because boxing used to mean something.
Yeah.
It was everybody you knew. You had an uncle who fucking had boxed in the fucking military back in the day, or fucking was a firefighter that did it,
Right. A pugilist.
Yeah. Like it was just a pastime that people used to have. They don't anymore.
Yeah. Boxing, I mean, dude, boxing back in the day was very cool. But now I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
But I don't like the UFC that much either. But I can see how people would like it because it's more exciting. It's like watching amateurs.
Yeah.
Like if Kimbo Slice was fucking tearing shit up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he did have a very unsuccessful UFC career. Yeah. Because I think he was just getting old.
Yeah. I mean, he's a street fighter.
Yeah. So. I know. But I don't know, man. I watched that one guy's leg get fucking spaghetti wrapped around the other dude when he shin kicked him, and I just can't watch it ever since then. Because I'm scared I'm going to see something. Was that Conor McGregor? Like I don't know what their fucking names are.
Dude, Conor McGregor.
It's definitely not him, though.
He kicked the dude, and then he stepped back he put his foot back, and his leg just fell apart. Like, oh my God. And we were like, it was when I was on the road with the boys, we saw it, and we were like, that's the end of his career. Like, he's obviously known as like one of the best fighters in the UFC, right? And we're like, that's the end of his career. And I guess he is back in it, tearing it up again.
I have no idea.
Wild, though. Like, his leg was like a 90-degree.
I like a bad guy heel, but I don't like a cocky bad guy heel.
Yeah. That's
why I'm not a big...
Yeah.
Man, what'd you think about that spider? I mean, that spider pussy.
I thought it was great. I think it's hilarious because it says it's like sponsored by Tobey Maguire.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about SMITE for a minute.
Yeah. SMITE.
Who is your favorite god? Like one that you'll play even when they're bad in the meta?
Man, there's so many gods. Like 160 gods.
Yeah, I know, and you're like the only person I know that knows all
Raw.
of them.
I'm going to say Raw.
Raw is so goddamn fun, dude.
Right now, Raw is so good because they did Last Gasp. The item Last Gasp. It's like you can get so much power on him early. Like if you build your starter and then you just build straight into Last Gasp. You can have 300 power on the first item.
I haven't played them in a minute, so I don't even know what Last Gasp is.
You do a heal and it gives you a percentage of how much it's like they're missing health.
Yeah.
It gives you a percentage of power. So
Holy
it's like
shit.
Yeah, so your tank is low, you hit him with that heal, and then you ult. Like you get 80 power off of that one heal.
Have you played Ishel yet?
No.
Ishel has her ultimate. It'll heal any ally that it hits and it multiplies for each person that you heal to damage the enemies.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, so if you get your guys in a team fight to just fucking stand in a line for 2 seconds and you fucking basically just raw ult and you disintegrate the entire enemy team and all your guys, full health.
Oh yeah, I've been swallowed by an Ishel. I mean, we're winning a fight and then Ishel kills everybody. Like it's ridiculous.
She's fun. I love her fucking, I think it's her 2 is the one that sends out those orbs that give movement speed. Because you can give everybody on your team movement speed in a chase, dude.
Oh, really?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Dude, I've been recently using Entangled Wings.
Yeah.
And it's like the boots, the fast boots, right? Mm-hmm. And when you use it, if you use Entangled, it locks down the enemy team or whoever's in it for a second.
Holy shit. Dude, movement speed is big right now for fucking ADC.
Yeah. Huge.
I mean, on the topic of that, I mean, the god that I like to play, is obviously AMC.
Yeah, I have a build for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I still like to build him as auto attack because I love pinging.
So, it is Executioner. So you build Odibo, or not Odibo, I'm sorry. What is that? The arrow starter?
Gilded Arrow.
So yeah, we're going to do Ornate. Yeah. So we'll go into Ornate. We'll do...
Because that's the one that gives you the crit based on gold.
Yeah, crit and attack speed. Yeah. So you get Ornate, Exy, Kins, Dominance. And, really? Oh, wait, and also the Gauntlet that gives you heal. It's like 75 power when you upgrade it.
Yeah.
It's Evolved Gauntlet of something.
Yeah.
And it gives you heals. So you get that Gauntlet, you get Exy, Kin Size, Dominance. So now you're shredding tanks, right?
Yeah.
And then...
his ultimate shreds anyways.
So that's 4 items. And then you get Deathbringer.
Oh, yeah.
So now you have like 65% chance to crit. So you're critting for like 800.
Mm-hmm.
And because you got a shitload of power. And then you also have the pin. So you got pin, power, and crit. All 3 in one build. And your attack speed is like 2.2.
I really like to do a hybrid build on him. I'll do Bluestone start into like, I was doing Transcendence for a long time, but I don't think that's meta right now. So I think if I follow the flowchart thing, it's fucking Bloodforge first item.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodforge is just
so they
stupid good right now.
You notice that they switched it and they gave it a bunch of different shit.
Yeah, you don't get attack speed anymore.
Yeah, they switched it back.
Yeah. It was stupid that they put fucking attack speed on Bloodforge anyway.
Yeah, but they dropped
the
power.
Dumbest thing.
They dropped the power.
I know, because it was fucking broken.
It was broken.
Dude,
yeah.
You fucking could. I mean, all I did was crit builds. I'd do that, crit Odibo, and just fucking murder everybody.
Dude, I've been rocking Odibo too.
Odibo's so good,
dude. But
it's so funny because it literally does nothing. It
right,
literally does fucking nothing.
I know, but it's like you get extra damage out. Yeah. But let's talk about what the game is, like for all the people who don't. So what type of game is it? What is it? A MOBA? Is that what people say?
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, because it's a lane fighter game. You have to chase down your minions and then fight off enemy minions. So it's like League or Dota. It's like a lot of tower defense games, honestly.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of strategy that goes in, mostly to I think the hardest part of that game is the counter building.
Yes.
It reminds me a lot of...
Counter building is what you said.
Yeah, it reminds me of whenever you're playing Standard in Magic and you have to constantly change how your deck works based on what the meta is. You know, you got to take out one or two cards. That's how the builds work in that game.
Yeah. It's a hell of a game.
It's got the coolest fucking lore of any game ever.
Right. Lore, a lot of strategy, which is the best thing for me. I like the strategy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So...
yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, man. I'm not as deeply entrenched in it as you, and I can't get out of my Hilo anymore because now my controller's broken. I'm playing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So it's just a shit show.
We're doing all right. We were playing with some high ranks the other day, yeah. I was playing on Josh's stream, and I feel real bad because, like, he let some people in the stream from the stream join us, and they had really high rank, but I was playing Thoth, and every time I tried to ult, our Maui would pull somebody out of my ult at the last second. And I spent 5 minutes charging up that ult, right? And then he just like pulls it out. And then I lit him up on stream. Obviously he's watching the stream. And I'm like, this fucking Maui. And it's like, oh, I feel bad because I'm lighting this guy up.
Yeah. I hate people like that though. I told you about my Hercules the other day. I kept trying to like ult him and he would just pop him right out of the way.
Yeah. Yep.
Like just fuck me.
I know. That's why you don't play those gods. Like if your mage plays somebody who has a snipe ult or something like that, you have to play somebody who just locks them down.
I know. That's why I think Mulan's a great comp for Raw, dude.
Mulan's okay, but you have that pull.
Well, so the pool only moves them a very small amount.
Yeah.
So if you play with a Mulan, you can just see. But then her ultimate has roots.
Yeah, I'm pretty decent at Raw. I'm able to because I know what every other character does, so I'll know where they're gonna land.
Yeah, it's the same way that you can predict an ETH.
But like a Maui ult
or a Bastet,
you can't get that.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're like, and then the Maui, I was like, bing.
I think
it's like fuck.
I think Maui's kind of like Serb. I think they're only really good if you're from a defensive perspective and you can pull them into your tower.
Serb is the best. I love Serb. I have like almost 2 diamonds on him.
Yeah,
probably 2.
Already. I'm not good with him.
I think he's great. He gets a lot of flack. Obviously, he doesn't have a whole lot of peel, but I think that he does actually. I think his 2 is slow. Does a hell of a lot of peel.
Love playing Kumba because of the just sheer like every fucking thing in his kit.
Stun.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I love him. He's so fun.
Yeah. Also, like, there's different things. Like, I say everything's a stun that locks you down. Yeah. But it's not. There's roots, right? There's
roots,
other
stuns,
stuff.
Dazes. Yeah. I mean, it's all significant, but yeah, Kumba just does it all.
Yeah, like a stun is that you can't do anything. You can't use any of your abilities. You can't move.
I hate silences. Silences piss me the fuck off. I hate playing against a Ganesha.
Ganesh is, like... For your first question, who would I play? Ganesh is up there for me. He's like in the top 3.
Yeah, he's fun.
I would play him at all times.
I like doing full damage build on him because I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's amazing though because I love dropping an ult and then them just...
So the items right now for tanks, you can get in 5 items, you can get full tank or full prots on both, right? So then you can build a damage item.
Is Heartward Amulet still meta?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't build it anymore, but I'm still able to get... If you build Sentinel's Embrace and then Gauntlet of Thebes, you're already over halfway there.
Yeah.
And then you build two more items, 3 more items.
Yeah,
now
I
you're
noticed
full.
a lot of the fucking, a lot of the, they give you the preset suggestions. A lot of them have been having a damaging last item that does cooldown for most of them.
That's what I do. I've been doing Chronos Pendant, last item. Pendant. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. And then late game, you're more prevalent because you can do damage too.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, dude. A Ganesha was like a full damage, obviously, is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But the totems deal so much goddamn damage, anyways. The pillars. So you just build one damage item that gets your cooldown, man.
Yeah.
A fucking spear.
Yeah, I'm thinking last item, Chronos Pendant is the best for him, but it really depends. Like sometimes maybe they're coming up into your Phoenix and you need to build that
is anti-heal
Empress.
Is anti-heal relevant right now?
Yeah, it's huge.
Is it?
Yeah, like people are building it when there's nobody who heals on the enemy team because Contagion does hella damage right now.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They added more shit to Contagion.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It was already good.
Yeah, it was already good. And now you will build it regardless. Like if you're in solo and you don't have every single person over there is building it.
Wow, so it's better than a solve?
It's better. Yeah, it's better than it does so much damage though.
So is it working like a gladiator shield now? Is that like the 1-2 build or?
What happens is like if you get any CC done to you while you're wearing that, it does like 100 something damage to them or like over time. And then it also has like an area effect. So if they're standing next to their teammates, it hits them too.
I love damage over time.
It's so much damage. And obviously you build it second item, you put out like 30K as Ganesh with just fucking one item. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking stupid.
It's not 30K. It's probably like 10K in
still
a 30-minute game.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's gross.
You're going to end up getting some kills on accident.
Right. Yeah, dude. There's so many times people are dying from Contagion procs.
Hell yeah.
But we probably stopped talking about Smite because nobody listens. Nobody plays it.
Fuck them. I'll give them some culture.
But yeah, we like Smite over here. It's good.
How do you feel about people saying that you can only play certain types of music with certain types of guitars?
I think that you're brain dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That goes back to the creativity thing, but yeah, you remember that girl that I was we had that party over at Nate's and she came by and she was like, "Oh, I don't like metal music because it's stupid or whatever." And I was like, "You really need to broaden your fucking, like, you should open your mind a little bit." You know what I mean? Well, you don't like it for one specific reason. You don't like the vocals.
Yeah, but there's metal
open your mind. Listen to other
clean
stuff.
vocals.
Yeah. Listen to anything else.
Like Intronaut's a great one to just drop on people because they got some heavy fucking riffs, dude.
Yeah.
And clean vocals, easily approachable.
Right. Yeah, dude. They some people just need to open their minds a little bit.
Yeah, and the kind of thing that brought that to my mind why I wanted to talk about it is, I'm a tele guy, really. I love Telecasters. And I think they get a lot of bad rap as just being like the fucking country guitar,
Oh.
And it's weird because you see a lot of them in like hardcore and a lot of the post-metal guys, they fucking love teles because they bite, man.
Mm-hmm.
So much bite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the difference between, you would think that your little Duo Sonic, it's got the same angled pickup and everything, but it doesn't sound anything like my Telecaster.
Right.
It's just some weird, whatever fucking special pickups they put in them. So who's the best brand of drum?
The best brand ever.
Try to get sponsored. Let's go.
The best brand ever. I'll tell you right now. Let me tell you about this, okay? I think every single brand.
You need to pick one that you think might actually sponsor you.
I will. But I think every single brand makes great drum kits, right? Okay. I think they all have phenomenal creators. Every single brand is going to make a quality kit. So it's really, if you're starting out on drums, you really should look at something that inspires you. I want to get a starter kit, look at something that inspires you. Mm. I like Yamaha, that's my thing. I like it. I like Ludwig right now.
Yeah.
Right? So it inspires me to play. It inspires creativity for me.
Is that who made that ancient snare you have?
Yes.
See, I think that's a huge testament to the quality of the brand that it's 50 years old now, and it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best snares. Everybody uses it.
Fucking timeless sound, dude. Think about it. They came up with that sound 50 years ago.
It's a super light. No, it's not. Acrolite. It's a Ludwig Acrolite. 1970 is when it was made. It's phenomenal. It's a metal drum. Like I think it's chrome over brass or something like that.
Fucking sounds amazing. It's got this really brittle kind of crisp sound. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's also it's one of those snares with the internal dampening. So it's got this little lever inside of it. You twist a knob on the side and it dampens it from the inside.
That's
the head. So yeah, so you don't have to put your wallet on there or nothing like that. It's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going in practice, and I always saw you leave it up there. I'm like, how the fuck is he not just beating the shit out of his phone? You'd have your phone sitting on the fucking snare.
You know how many times I crack my phone from just hitting it with a fucking stick? It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, yeah, if you're starting out, you want to probably just get something that inspires you. Something that, oh, hey, that color is fucking badass. Let me get that. You're going to want to play drums, and then you'll get farther in. And you'll you'll dig deeper, right? Yeah. But, once you're farther along, then you can start getting picky, right?
Yeah.
But I think even the big name artists, Benny Greb, I think he plays Sonar. I think that he was just like, he started with that infatuation with Sonar, right? And he was like, don't quote me on this. I don't know if he did that. He probably started with a DW kit like everybody else, because they're cheap. But, he probably always had an infatuation with Sonar. Like right now I have an infatuation with, Yamaha, right? I don't know. Like they probably don't have any better kits than anybody else.
Yamaha's wild, dude. They literally make everything.
Yeah.
You can buy fucking outboard motors. They made the motor for the Ford Taurus, for the SHO. They fucking make pianos.
Yeah, they make the cheapest and best drum pedal of all time.
They make amazing guitars.
It's like $30. That drum pedal is.
I'm a really big fan of cheap gear in a kind of weird way. I'm always uncomfortable. There's been a couple of times where I was like, I'm going to buy an actual Fender Tele. Like I went and I started making the payments to the Guitar Center, and then near the end I'd be like, fuck it, it's not worth it. I'll just get another Squier.
Yeah.
I love my cheap gear, dude. I love that custom guitar I have. That was $190.
Well, there's something to be said about cheap gear, and it's like at that point you can really get everything you want out of it. Like if I bought a kit for $4,000, I would not want to hit it very hard. I wouldn't want to do it. And it's like with cheap gear, I'm hitting it everywhere. I'm hitting the bell like, like I'm fucking touching it with my finger and just like doing all kinds of crazy shit because it's cheap. So if it breaks, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Dude, I love my gear. If any of my guitars break, I will be heartbroken.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like, it's not going to be as big of a deal as if I lost $4,000 because I hit that hard.
I know what you mean. Like that one that's behind you I've had that thing for years. I've had it longer than Gideon has been alive, and it's so covered in fucking dents, and the back of the neck's all pitted up for me fucking just leaning it against shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that guitar. It plays so good.
Yeah.
Dude. And it's completely... It was so cheap that I wasn't like, it was cheap enough that I was comfortable modifying it. So that's like the first time I ever fucking, switched out tuners or, routed on that guitar. And then, I just love it.
Yeah. So that's a good thing because you're able to modify it, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I also think that the quality of products now is significantly better than it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the exception of handcrafted things, I think handcrafted things have always been amazing handcrafted things. But like, if you were buying a fucking Stratocaster in the 1960s, you were buying a fucking not handmade guitar. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like now. But now the machines are better. The machines are more precise than they've ever been, so you can get higher quality stuff done cheaper. So a Strat, you can go pick up a Squier Classic Vibe Strat right now. and it'll feel exactly like playing a 1960 Stratocaster. Like, or I have a buddy who's got a vintage Gibson. It's like a 1965 Gibson hollow body, and that thing I feel like was a handmade guitar because I've never played another, ES 350 or whatever it is that feels the same as that one. That was a fucking dream to play. It's like nothing else, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wish I had more vintage gear. All I got's the fucking amps.
Do you think weaponizing nuclear power was a mistake for humanity?
Absolutely. I think that we can't trust people. We can't trust people that aren't us with power like that. And there's no way to make it so that everybody on the planet has the ability to contest. Because as soon as you push the button for something like that, there's millions of people who are having to pay the price, and you can't make a decision like that for them.
Right. Yeah, it's not your decision to make.
I think that nuclear power is amazing. I like it as a power source, but I hate the fact that the literal first thing we fucking decided to do was make it into a weapon.
Yeah.
I don't think that we really needed it to end World War II at all.
No, we didn't. Definitely
not at all.
Definitely not. No.
I think it was a fucking idea to see what would actually happen. I think it was the best test of all what actually happens if we drop a nuke on a city. That's the reason they went through with it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way to collect that kind of data by dropping shit in the desert.
Well, the thing is now is like we're currently in a state of mutually assured destruction, right? And it's like it's just going to constantly keep coming back around until it happens. You know what I mean? It's just like an endless cycle.
Yeah.
Because the power is there, right?
I know.
So it's like...
Dude, it's so fucking scary.
Yeah, it really is.
Every day I'm like, God, I brought kids into this, dude.
Right.
It's
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to make sure that I help Gideon and Glacier and get everything set out for their future. And then other times I'm like, fuck it, dude, let's just enjoy being alive because fucking it could happen right now.
Right, yeah.
It's fucking, I hate it.
Yeah, crazy world we're living in.
I wish I had been blessed with being alive in like the first century in like Palestine.
The first 100 years?
The first century, around the time of Christ.
Oh, really?
In Palestine.
I feel like it would be kind of bad.
No, I know, but I want to know.
I'd like to live in the 80s. I think the 80s was a primo time in the world.
The only reason that the 80s seems like a primo time is because now we know that nothing happens then.
Right.
But
yeah.
during the time period, everybody else was like, oh, the fucking Russians, God.
I know. But if I lived in the 80s with the knowledge I have now, whoo, would my life be good?
No, it would be shitty because you'd be like, hey, listen, I have an idea for a computer. We're going to make millions. But I don't know how to explain it to you.
Just the plot of Hot Tub Time Machine. Yeah. I'm just kidding. That's not the plot, but that's what happens at the end.
The movie, but yeah.
At the end of the movie, one guy stays back in the 80s, and the rest of them go back in the future, and he sets them all up, and they're playing the Talking Heads theme, or not theme. What the fuck? The Talking Heads, like you find yourself with a beautiful wife, and the Kermit Frog. No,
I love that fucking song, dude.
and some girl comes down the stairs, and he's like, "Holy shit! Like I got a beautiful house, beautiful wife." But yeah, the guy that stays behind sets it up. He creates Google. He is the lead singer of Motley Crue. He does all kinds of shit.
Hell yeah,
it's funny, but you probably could make that stuff happen.
I don't think so because first of all, you would have to.
You could definitely make Google though.
How? Do you know how to code?
I don't, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't just go in and be like, I have an idea.
The dude who made the idea
was like somebody who fucking did it. He put the legwork.
Yeah, like right now I could just look up who did it.
Yeah.
And then go take that guy's spot, and I get everybody else who's on there. Some other dude down the line probably made the code for the thing.
No, I don't think that people typically find any success by just coming up with an idea and speaking it into existence. Because I do that nonstop.
Oh, yeah. It never works.
No. There's never a guy. I always hope I say something out loud and there's some guy who's like, oh, my grandpa's got $100 million he's looking to invest into some stupid fat fuck and their bad idea. You look perfect.
You're killing it. You're killing it in the world.
Oh, man. Yeah. On the bright side, though, like Fallout's a really fun game. So, if I could find a vault, that's the thing that really sucks is that even if they had vaults and shit like that, I'm poor. Nobody would put me in the vault.
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Jeez. You're getting really depressing here on the pod, guy.
Oh.
I can't believe I brought my kids into this world. Fucking, what are you talking about?
So I'm going to kind of posit a question. And the main question that we're going to ask here is it ethical to have a consensual relationship with this mystical creature? Is it ethical to have a relationship with a centaur? Would you fuck one?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. What about...
Do they have a front pussy?
No.
You have to back pussy it?
Yeah, you're fucking a horse, dude.
Well, I don't know. I might be into it. Like if they look back at me, like the human person.
Okay. What about a satyr?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
You fuck a goat pussy, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be pretty close to humanoid, you would think, right?
Pretty close.
They just have different feet.
It probably smells really bad.
Yeah, you ever smelled a goat before? You're like, damn, girl, you shit with that thing.
Horses be smelling bad, too.
I know. What about a minotaur? Where it's animal on top. Is it ethical to have a consensual relationship with something that has a cow's brain?
Yes.
Okay. What about
it doesn't have a cow brain.
What are you talking about? It's a fucking cow's head.
It's a cow's head, but they like are
brain dead. Minotaurs are fucking stupid.
You can be like, Minotaur, go fuck up that building, and it will.
So yeah, so what you're saying is that you can tell it to do something and then it'll go and do it. So it's like a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cows won't.
Okay, so is it ethical to fuck a dog?
No.
Okay. But they'll go and they'll do a thing if you tell them to go and do it.
I guess you could really break it down like, if it's consensual, yeah, it's ethical. Whatever.
Okay. If it's capable of consent, then it's ethical. Okay.
Like a dog, they can't give you consent. There's no way.
Okay, what about an elf?
Yeah, 100%.
What about a Keebler elf?
Yes. No. Because I guess they're old, but they seem like children.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But they're like 600 years old and they're capable of giving you consent.
Keebler elf. I don't know. Pack the fudge, pal.
Okay. Do you think it's ethical from the perspective of an elf? Because elves can, they're like thousands of years old. Do you think it's ethical for 1,000-some-odd-year-old creature to
fuck a human being?
No, like pledge their love to somebody who's a regular human being that's going to die in 70 years. That's like a dog.
Yeah, that's consensual. Happens in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Okay. So how many times do you think there's any kind of like limit to the number of times that an elf can have a mate? If they keep picking humans? Because then they can just like infinite humans. Because people back then had a lifespan of like 30 years.
Of what? What?
How many times do you think that an elf can get married?
Oh, as many times as you want. I don't care.
Okay. So just infinite.
There's some whore elves out there, dude.
Yeah. No. I'm not talking about that. Like, hey, you slut it up, do whatever you want. But I'm talking about like, I don't know, just constantly outliving. Do you truly love something if it's the 50th time?
Probably has less effect for sure.
Yeah.
It's diluted. So that's some diluted love right there.
Do you think that it would be fulfilling to date an elf?
Yes.
Think so? I think it'd be fun, especially if they got magic.
Well, there's stuff that's like, some love can be stronger,
Yeah. She's just going to be like, you're a human 29, but you're here for your
dude, I bet she knows how to be in the sack, I'll tell you that. She's been around.
I don't know. Elves always seem very aloof. Like that they're actually like almost fucking against physical contact.
They all seem like they have a little bit of autism. Like just they're just like, yo, this is the most awkward person in the world. Fucking.
Yeah, you don't think it's because maybe they've like evolved far beyond humans, so they're just having like they look at us like we have autism. They're like they don't fucking understand.
That's true. Could be that way.
Yeah, like they would have to look down on you, like the way I look down at my son. You know, like
how are you so dumb? Your brain is not developed.
Yeah. What do you mean? I don't understand. That's 90% of our conversations. Is he's just he's just like,
the naked chickens, they're out there and they're gonna blow us up.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about right now?
Dude, yeah, there was one time he ran out in the backyard, and this was when we first moved out here, and he fucking got on his knees, dude, and he screamed, he's like, "Arise, beast!" And I was like, what the fuck?
Fucking hell.
Dude, I have no idea where he got it from.
Arise,
I have
beast.
no idea. And me and Lexi both heard it, dude, and we were both flipping the fuck out.
Dude, maybe he was 3 or whatever. I watched him that one day, and he came over. He fucking went in the backyard. We had like cow shit back there.
Nice.
And he was just playing in it. And I went like, he was playing in it. I was watching him out the window, and when he started playing it, I opened the door. I was like, "Hey, that's disgusting." And he looks up and he's like, "Disgusting?" And I was like, "Disgusting." And he's like, "Disgusting." And he came inside.
Yeah, he's a lot better at communicating now. Now he's a trip. I ask him why he does things, like why he keeps putting a fucking hole in the wall. And he said, "Because I don't need to." I'm like, "You do it because you don't need to?" And he says, "Yep."
What?
I don't fucking know. Stop putting holes in the goddamn wall.
I don't need to put holes in the wall. That's why I'm doing it.
Dude, it's every time. I'm like, what? Dude, oh my God. The other day he got like a 20-foot running start, and he just fucking pushed baby Glacian in the middle of his chest. And Glacian did like a fucking Matrix backflip, landed on his head, and then skid along the floor.
That's rough.
And he was not happy. He was like,
what if one day he just like fucking gets him from the top turnbuckle? I'm coming down.
Oh no, those guys are wild. They beat the shit out of each other.
Hey, good guys. Good couple of guys. Dude, when me and Josh were children, we had some rabbits. We had like some pet rabbits.
Oh yeah.
And we were cruel. We did some animal cruelty to them, dude. We like fingered their buttholes. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't. I feel like that was the most sincere you've been this whole time.
We would let them out of the cage and we would chase them around.
Yeah.
And they would get terrified. And then we'd like pick them up and like just throw them around. Like we were fucking mean to them. And then they would bite people.
Yeah, we
because
had to
they didn't like
rid of
people.
our fucking ferrets because Gideon was doing that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had the ferret?
Yes.
They were great, man.
They smelled terrible.
They stink.
They were bad.
It sucks too because those ones, whenever we'd gotten them, they had their scent gland removed, and they still just were like, no amount of us. We scrubbed them once a week, dude. They still stunk.
Just reek of animal byproduct.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I think it was the one. He got old. Philborough. He was a very old man. I think he was just pissing all over himself.
Huh.
That's what's going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
When we reach the end of our lives, we're just going to be sitting there shitting and pissing ourselves and wondering why we wasted our lives.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, man, what a time. I love this time. You ever think like, dude, stuff that happened in the past and you're just like, yeah, but that's not like, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's just in the past now. It's just like,
yeah. So it's funny because, I'd always do the deep dive on the religion stuff. And it's funny because I'll learn about like somebody like Marcion. Marcion is extremely important, but he's not at all relevant. You know what I mean? Nobody knows who he is. Nobody will know anything about what he talked about. The only reason that most people are even going to know about him is that he was one of the first people that came up with a canon of biblical scripture. But he was a Gnostic. So he basically got erased by the proto-Orthodox. Can't even blame that on the Catholics. They weren't real Catholics yet.
He was a Gnostic or agnostic?
He was a Gnostic.
What is that?
Gnostics are people who know. It's, they are traditionally like dualist. So It's tough, man, because it's such a shitty category because they're all so different. You can say a Hermeticist is a Gnostic. Do you know who Hermeticists are?
No.
You don't know? Oh, you don't know about Hermes Trismegistus? It's about Thoth and yeah, it's where I think it's what is it? It's Hermes, Mercury, Moses, and Thoth. They're all the same god.
Gotcha.
But it's the 3 different versions of them.
Yeah.
And then that's like the Emerald Tablet and alchemy, and Isaac Newton was big into that too, which is really cool. But I'm more interested in the Christian Gnosticism, like the Valentinians, the Marcionites. I don't know if the Mandaeans can really be considered, or the Manichaeans, but both of them are definitely Gnostics. I don't know if they really should be considered Christian Gnostics, but basically, yeah, just dualism. They believe that the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Testament are separate gods. And some of them believe that the God of the Jews is an evil God. Like, basically, Satan.
Like Jesus?
No, Jesus was not the God of the Jews.
God?
It's Yahweh.
God.
Sort of. They're different characters. Like the Jewish understanding of the God of the Old Testament and the Christian understanding of the God of the Old Testament are completely different. So I think it's not proper to look at like Elohim, Yahweh, whichever whatever name that you want to give it based off of the book of Genesis. I don't think it's proper to look at that as the same God, because that's like saying,
as like the current God that we have now. Or for Christians?
I think that they have different understandings of who that God is. So they're not the same. They're the same God in concept, but not the same God in practice.
Right.
Because, the Old Testament and the New Testament are very contradictory with the whole, like, I'm going to flood the planet. I'm going to kill everybody because people are having butt sex. I'm going to burn 2 cities to the ground because they wouldn't rape this man's daughter and were instead participating in gay sex. That's the Sodom and Gomorrah storyline. Like, it's very weird. The Old Testament's very strange. Like, Abraham, who's, the God of all Abrahamic religion, or not the God, but the father of it, right? They say that he's the first person that God contacted after Adam and Eve and whatever. He is, all throughout Genesis, he's going to see prostitutes at temples. He's impregnating his wife's handmaiden because that his wife can't produce a baby. Doing stuff that's completely not at all what a Christian modern family values would be, right? Because that's a big thing for most people. Like a lot of the televangelists and Baptists, the family perspective is a really big deal. And I think it definitely is for the very ancient Hebrews. They're not even like, that's the thing, is it's like you can't even really call the people in the Old Testament Jews. They're Hebrew. Because Second Temple Judaism, as it exists right now, I think it wasn't until like the year 200 BC that it really started to develop. Because you can't fucking make a pilgrimage to the temple and make a sacrifice now because it got ransacked by the Babylonians. So if sacrifice in a ritual temple in a specific place is core to your religion and then that place no longer exists, your religion has to change. You can't be the same anymore. And it went from the concept of Yahweh of being the God specifically of them. In the beginning, they were, I think it's called henotheist, where that they worship only one God, but they believe that the others exist. And they believed in all of the ancient Babylonian gods and the Mesopotamian gods, like Ishtar, Gilgamesh, I don't fucking know, Marduk, even Baal, El. That's another thing, we were talking about in the last episode, the sky god, Deus.
Yeah.
He ended up becoming, I think I'm trying to remember this correctly. I know Baal was the seat of the pantheon for Babylonian religion, or I guess I would call it Canaanite religion, technically. And one of his other names and one of his progenies was El. And that's the name of God in the Old Testament. So you see that link already right there. And you see, I don't know, man. It's just really very extremely spiderweb complex. And it's because then we're not even talking about Islam yet. And Islam is an off branch of the same exact thing.
Dude, you know how they're like, oh, if you kill yourself, you go to hell?
Yeah, some people believe that.
So, the Passion of the Christ? Who's that guy that kills himself in it? He like hangs himself?
That's Judas Iscariot.
And then what is that whole storyline? Because I don't...
He betrays Jesus to the police, basically, in exchange for gold.
And then he's like upset about it?
Yeah, he feels guilty because he realizes... The story narrative of it is that he realizes that Jesus is God.
Uh-huh.
And he realizes what he's done. He's committed deicide. He has to kill himself. The guilt is too much. But that's not how it actually works in the Bible. Passion of the Christ is a really shit movie. It's so bad. They took and butchered up the fucking story between four completely different books. I feel
like they try to make it some propaganda there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff is just... The problem with the Bible is that it's not one book. It's a collection of letters. It's a collection of poems. It's a collection of sermons. It's a collection of books, of stories. But they weren't written at the same time. Mm-hmm. They're not written in any kind of fluidity. They're written in different languages. Mm-hmm. You know, bits of it are written in Aramaic. You have Hebrew. You have Greek. You have Latin. I mean, looking at the apocryphal works, you have Coptic. I mean, like these are different people across thousands of years writing these books. So there's going to be inconsistencies. So if you try to read it as a literalist and you look at it and you say, this happened, it can't have fucking happened. Matthew and Luke alone have completely irreconcilable differences, man. Like the whole reason that they're in Jerusalem or in Bethlehem. You know, in the one, they're trying to get away. They have to go run away to Egypt. And then they make their way back and they pass through and, you know, because they're on their way to Nazarene or whatever. And then the other one, they have to report for a fucking, what's that thing where a census, where they knock on your door and they're like, hey, you know, how many people live here and whatnot. So that's the reason. Yeah. So it can't be both reasons.
Dude, another thing about what we were talking about earlier with the whole thing of them trying to indoctrinate kids and stuff.
Yeah.
There was this one part and I remember this like distinctly. And I must have been like 6. Or something, right? And they were doing the whole Roman soldiers come to your house and fuck with you or something. I don't know, right? But they were like, don't let this Roman soldier in when he comes. We were holed up in a closet or something.
Okay, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, they were doing like a whole play or some shit, but it was like throughout the entire church. And so they had dudes dressed up as Roman soldiers and they would come knock on the door and they would just be like, hey, you know, we're going to meet up here. Right? Yeah. It was something stupid like that. But the people in the closet, I was trying to understand, like I was a little kid, like what the hell is going on? Why are we in this closet? And they're just like, well, there's going to be a Roman soldier and they're out here doing all this stuff, like as per the story. And I was like, oh, so when he opened the door, I fucking smashed it and I'm holding the door closed. Like, what the fuck? I can't let this guy in here. And I remember doing that and I don't fucking know what the hell the story was. So
no,
I don't know, but weird stuff, dude.
It's weird because a lot of people use the King James and the King James is a bad translation. The Trinity's never explicitly mentioned throughout the New Testament. Okay. The whole concept of God, the Father, Jesus, the Son, and the Holy Spirit being equal but separate. Mm-hmm. It doesn't exist anywhere except for in 1 John. And that passage in 1 John doesn't exist in the original Greek. It only exists in the Latin, which was done, I think, in the 5th century, 6th century. So hundreds of years later, they added in this passage.
Yeah.
The concept of the Trinity is not modern by any means. It's from the, you know, people definitely believed versions of it. There was modalism and stuff like that.
That's another thing. I didn't really put it in perspective. It's like 2,000 something years to have what we have now.
Yeah. And you can trace it back. If you look at the earliest forms of Christianity, it was literally Judaism. Quite literally. Jesus was a Jew. He believed he was the Jewish Messiah, which was not a person that was meant to die or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a war leader who helped defeat the enemies, rose them up. There's signs of stoicism in his teaching. You know, I've been reading a lot and listened to the audiobooks and the courses from Bart Ehrman. And he does the one I'm doing right now is how Jesus became God. And it's extremely interesting because he's talking about not any kind of theological thing at all. He's looking at it strictly from a historical perspective of the earliest writings to the latest writings in the New Testament, for example. And then beyond that, because the understanding of how Jesus was a part of God, like I said, the Trinity didn't exist for hundreds and hundreds of years until after he had died. So it's neat to watch the transformation of it going from a truly Jewish religion And then it splits off. And then that's when you start seeing like the Gnostics, and you start seeing like Ebionites and Docetists and other interesting things like that. And then it all kind of converges back together again. But it never really does, because even in like God, I don't remember what the fucking years of the Crusades were. Was it the 700s?
I don't know, dude. I thought it was like the 1500s.
I don't know. Anyways, the Cathars in France, they were another form of dualist. I don't know if they were necessarily Gnostic per se, because the whole concept of Gnosticism is that you find salvation through knowledge. It's not a thing that you can just say, I'm so sorry I was a bastard, and then go back to doing it again. It's a contemplative and philosophical journey.
Dude, I'll tell you what, dude, we were learning about stuff sort of along those lines in history. And he was saying, like, you'll see what is popular at the time be embedded into that religion. Mm-hmm. So, like, I can't remember who it was, but they like, knowledge became popular. Like, being educated became popular in the 1800s or whatever. And so that...
Oh, the Enlightenment.
Yeah. So, the Enlightenment.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's really interesting because you can trace a lot of the stuff that Christians believe to Platonist philosophy. The idea of a God that created the world and the ascension through the heavens, things like that. And that's the thing that you don't ever really hear people talk about. You don't hear churchgoers talk about, like, the existence of multiple heavens. But if you accept the New Testament as canonical, and you should, the writings of Paul, at least the 8 books that we know were written by Paul. I mean, we have his fucking body, and they've carbon dated the bones, and the bones are period correct. So it's probably his body.
Mm-hmm.
We know that these letters were all written by the same person, at least, and that the grammar and the letters used match the era that he says it was from. And Paul says, I can't remember which one, because I'm a piece of shit now, but he ascended to the third heaven through contemplation and prayer. So already in the earliest writings, these are probably from the year 60 to year 70, you see that sort of catechism, you know, that growth. And it's neat, man. It's really cool.
Here's a question. What do you think? Do you think that Jesus was killed, right? Do you think that he do you think he actually was killed and rose from the dead?
So where I currently sit on that is kind of complex, man, because I do very much subscribe to the core of Gnostic belief, which is that I don't think that the God of the Old Testament and the New Testament are the same God. It doesn't make any sense, like I said. And I've thought that ever since I was a child. It never sat right with me. It wasn't until, the last couple of years that I started digging deeper and really learning about it. And I do believe that knowledge of self is extremely important. It's the only way to build a better relationship with God, because I think that all people have a little bit of the divine spark in them, right? That's our soul. I don't know. I think that there's like scientific search for the soul thing that constantly is disproving the concept of it, but I'm going to choose to subscribe to it.
To go on that, it's the whole soul thing and everything. I don't believe in that. Like there's a higher power or anything, but there's weird stuff because we're all made of fucking stardust. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we're all made of the same shit. There's weird coincidences that happen because it's unexplainable pretty much.
Yeah. So I think that we're all, the lowest forms of emanation from the highest grade power that can be, right? And that the best way to be right with God is to be true to yourself, figure yourself out. I don't eat meat. Mm-hmm. I subscribe to that. I don't drink. Subscribe to that. I've been studying not just the normal canonical scripture, but I have a copy of the Nag Hammadi library. I have the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Mary. I have copies of the Dead Sea Scrolls, although I'm going to be honest with you, Old Testament stuff doesn't interest me very much because I don't consider it to be applicable. So, to answer your question, just to kind of put all that out there to understand my way of thinking, I think that the physical man, Jesus, did die. I do not think that the soul, spiritual Jesus died. Because in my mind, there exists two trinities. You have the trinity of the monad, the Barbelo, and Christ the Spirit.
Well, okay. So I guess the real question is, you think that a higher power, God, resurrected a man?
No, I don't think that there was a physical bodily resurrection.
Okay. That's what I'm getting at.
Because I don't think that the demiurge has that level of power. I think that he can craft things, but I don't think that he can put life into them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's definitely a strange happening, because there's no really record of that ever happening. Like, you'll get like, people will die for a few minutes or whatever, and then you can restart their heart.
Yeah.
But it's like 3 whole days. I feel like, there's so many things that could have happened.
I do believe everything that happened beyond that, though. I do believe that they saw him. I do believe that they had the conversations with him. But I do not think that that was a physical man. And that's why I don't subscribe to the story of Doubting Thomas. And the main reason I don't subscribe to the story of Doubting Thomas is I look at the rest of Thomasine literature, and you see that, like the Gospel of Thomas, for example.
They just weakened at Bernie's Jesus the whole time.
Yeah. No.
I know.
No, and I think that the reason that that's relevant is that a lot of the stuff about that story doesn't make sense. Why, if he was a criminal and he was crucified, why would the Romans let him down to get buried?
Right. Yeah, that's true. You just toss him in that burial right behind.
You don't. You leave him up on the fucking cross until it's gone.
Oh, really?
That's what they did.
In the movie, there was a whole bunch of dead bodies, and they were doing like a mass grave that they had right behind the thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you how much that movie is complete dog shit.
It wasn't the Passion of the Christ. It was like something. It was in the eyes of a Roman soldier. So it was like one of the guys, he watched him die, but it was like he turned to Christ at the end.
I know the story you're talking about. I hate the story.
It was a pretty good movie, dude, but obviously I'm not a believer, so it's like, but
yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes I dive into it, I don't know why I do that. It's just a little interesting to me, I guess.
I think that it's extremely interesting because the entirety of Western civilization as we know it, it wouldn't exist if the Romans hadn't been able to weaponize Christianity like they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real tragedy that it happened because we have lost so many religions because of it that we could have snuffed out the purest form of the truth.
Yeah.
We would never know.
Yeah, hey, it's definitely a hard thing to buy into, really. I think religion as a whole, for me, it's hard to buy into because it's not a whole lot of stuff that's really believable,
Yeah. So, at the core of the thing, there's the quest for the historical Jesus, which is a group of the most amazing archaeologists, theologians, just fucking smart people about religion and stuff like that. And they have been able to formulate a picture of the actual living Jesus Christ. And it's an overwhelming number of them say that he was a real human being. He did exist. There's 100%. Wasn't there no way he was a character that was made up because you have outside attestation and the just sheer number of books that were written about him in the earliest of years.
Which is wild, by the way, because it's like, how many people actually were influenced by this man? Right? Is it a lot?
Everything between Galilee and Jerusalem.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This dude's a damn nomad or something.
Yeah, he literally was. Yeah, he was a missionary. He just walked and roamed and preached. Went from town to town.
That's wild, though, to get that following. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I think it's because this would be such a long conversation to really delve into.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like we have the time for it here. But
we've probably done 30 minutes on religion alone right now.
Well, at the core of it, it's apocalyptic eschatology, which is the belief that the end is getting near. And it's not hard to convince people that the end is getting near if they're suffering. And they were suffering. The people of Palestine were miserable under Roman rule. The Jews were having terrible things happen to them, despite all of them practicing their laws like they should. The Sadducees had taken over, and they were manipulative. They were using the money to fill their own pockets. It was a bad leadership thing in the temple. And I think everybody was just looking for a way out, and he appeared at the right time. He combined a little bit of Stoic philosophy with the apocalyptic eschatology of Judaism, that the world is going to end tomorrow, that there is a battle between good and evil, that the rulers of this world are, the devil, whatever you want to call it.
Here's the real question. Do you think that in 5,000 years, like, if the world is not gone, but that there is going to be, like, people who know who Hitler is?
Yeah.
Just because, like, he's known, I guess.
Yeah, but the history, the problem with ancient stuff is that people didn't have history books. Nobody sat down and recorded all of the big shit that happened. Nowadays, yeah. I mean, the mark that he left on humanity is going to be there for all of eternity.
That's another thing. We got to think about that, because it's like, you're here in America, that shit's skewed.
Yeah.
There in Germany, skewed.
Yeah.
Right? There's no direct truth. Somebody who writes is going to have an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is possible to deduct the truth from having multiple attestation. And that's why nowadays it's so much easier to know that something's true, because it can be multiply attested. You can have 20 different sources from completely different perspectives talking to different people that all say the same shit. And it's like, okay, well, turns out that the guy who got ran over by the school bus was wearing a purple hat, because all of them saw him in a fucking purple hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, it's like, the fact that we even fucking know what his name was, the fact that we even know his name was Jesus, is just absolutely mind-rending, dude.
Yeah, the whole thing is crazy.
Stop shitting your pants. All right, yeah, we gotta cut her down.
Ooga booga. See, you keep coughing and you're blowing the energy out of the room.
Fuck
you're blowing it right out of the fucking room. All the energy. Bacon cream pies in your mom's eyes. Bacon cream pies all the time.
Everybody see my shoe?
I hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup.
Can't find it. I'm looking everywhere.
Thing, and it's not even true.
Please, I have to drive home.
I think about you, and I have to say
an edible
it was
earlier.
hard to leave you alone.
I think I'm gonna shit my pants.
Please, God, help